Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. We're finally starting to see some green in the cryptocurrency market, and I say that cautiously because the fact of the matter is that we're not yet in a position where we're bullish, but it's already a step in the right direction, and we got some big news today that led to this bounce. Now, hopefully, that will at least temporarily allow us to stabilize a bit and maybe not drop, too much lower. However, if we go back below our critical support levels, being 6,500 for Bitcoin, $500 for Ethereum, $100 for Litecoin, if we start moving back below those critical support levels, we're probably going to go back down to those lower ranges as expected. But for now, there is definitely a hope that we're going to manage to stay above those critical support levels and basically, at least start consolidating around there, stabilizing, and not dropping sharply like we have been. So definitely a bit of relief here. Over the past 24 hours, a lot of cryptocurrencies up anywhere from 5 to 10% for the most part. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Link to that in the description of this video. Been very active on there, talking a lot of crypto stuff. I'll also make polls that are pretty interesting, I believe. We're asked the opinion of the community members as well. So I think there's a lot of valuable information on there. Link to that in the description of this video, like I said. And let's get started with some news. So the first bit of huge news today is that the SEC crypto lead clarified that Ether is not a security. Now, there was a lot of concern that, Ethereum's launch was going to be considered a security, and there was some pending clarification on that from the SEC. Finally, we got the news that they are not considering it a security, and that's very big, right? That means that they're not going to come cracking down on Ethereum. It would also be a mess for all the ERC20 tokens out there. So big, big, big news, which really puts a bit of optimism back into the market. And it's interesting for numerous reasons. One of them is that they also gave a bit more clarification on what they consider a security or not, right? And that also something that may have been a security at launch, if it transformed into something that isn't really a security anymore, that's kind of acceptable. Moreover, they also talked a little bit about utility tokens versus security tokens. So that clarification is putting some confidence back into investors. Now, like I said, we're still not, back above our downtrend lines or anything like that. So we can't expect too much, but at least it's, a bit of boost here that we really needed, and that may have dodged a bit more downside, at least for now. Other big news is that the EOS blockchain is officially live. And there was also some concern around this because they had some issues with the voting and it wasn't certain when they were actually going to launch. They now finally did it. And that's big just for the fact that, if there was any concern there, or if EOS started tanking, it would have scared off the market even more. So now that that's over, it's yet another concern that can be put aside. Good news today, and the market is reacting positively to that, especially the SEC one. Now let's get started with the technical analysis. We're going to start with Bitcoin. We are back above $6,500, which was our critical support level. That's obviously great. We're also back above our RSI 30 line. And as far as what's up next, we're going to come up on our downtrend line right here pretty quickly. So I think that we definitely have a chance of doing so. The question is, are we going to be able to get back above this downtrend line right here? If we are able to get back above this downtrend line, we will have a very good chance of just beginning some consolidation between 6,500, $7,000, or maybe even, just between the bigger range of $6,500 and $8,000, basically avoiding any kind of bigger drop back towards 5,000 Satoshis. And that would obviously be very bullish, but for that to happen, we want to make sure that we break out of this downtrend line and that we see good stabilization here and not much weakness, right? Because as soon as we start moving lower, the next stop is really going to be $5,000. So have to be careful, but in the short term here, it looks like there's an opportunity to avoid that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is also back above its critical support level. Now, it's going to be a little bit different for Ethereum here. It doesn't have as much of a downtrend line right away. Of course, over the next week or so, we will want to try to get back above this downtrend line, for the next week, week and a half. Right now, we're probably going to face some resistance ahead, and it's just going to be a matter of, once again, trying to get out of this downtrend line, seeing if that happens. If it does, we can expect some consolidation between $500 and $600, which is much better than moving lower in these lower ranges. We want to make sure that we see strength, right? And not, we don't want to see some kind of weak consolidation at the edge of our support level, right? Because how the market has been, that's not going to end well, most likely. So we definitely want to see some good, strong consolidation if that happens. And either way, I wouldn't expect any kind of huge run up until we're back above $600 here for Ethereum. I think that we're going to have to consolidate, and we're going to have to get a very strong push higher if we want to really confirm that we're going to see a run up. That's going to be the case for Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. For Bitcoin, it's going to be getting back above, let's see, going to go back to the chart here. For Bitcoin specifically, and of course it's the market leader, so it really is the one to pay attention to, getting back above $8,000, I'd say we can reconsider ourselves bullish again. Now let's go ahead, take a look at Litecoin, see what's going on. Going over towards the Coinbase chart, we can see that Litecoin is above $100 again. That is good. That's a big critical support level. However, we're still trying to get back above our uptrend line. What's interesting here is that if we manage to do so, we will re-enter our symmetrical triangle range that will still last on for a little bit longer here, a few weeks it looks like. And at that point, it'll give us some time to, stabilize, and we'll get a much clearer idea once we exit the symmetrical triangle again, depending on the direction that we move in, where the Litecoin and potentially the rest of the market will be heading. So definitely want to keep an eye on here. It'd be great if it's able to get back in its symmetrical triangle. Let's see what's happening with Nano. Nano also got a nice bounce back above 40,000 Satoshis. So we're now starting to put in some support levels. We got that bounce off 38,000 Satoshis, and of course 40,000 Satoshis is support as well. So at this point, I think that we're going to see it maybe move a little bit higher again, and then there's still a lot of base that's been put in at around, between 50 to 55,000 Satoshis. So it is possible that we re-enter this consolidation back here. That's something that I would be looking for over the next few weeks. And moving over, we're now going to take a look at EOS, see what's going on. So taking a look at the Binance chart, EOS did drop below its uptrend line. However, we of course got that bullish news that the blockchain launched. We could see it get back above its uptrend line. That would be very bullish and would maybe even lead to an opportunity of breaking out higher again. However, for now, still struggling with that, and fair possibility of just getting some consolidation here between 20,000, 16,000, maybe a little bit lower, closer to 15,000 Satoshi. So I'll go ahead and actually put in those horizontal support lines because I'm not covering EOS daily, and we're going to want to stay updated correctly on this one. So 15,000 would be the support level here, and 20,000 would be the resistance level. A break above that would push us back towards the all-time highs. So that's the range that we should be trading in for now. Let's take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be Ripple, and see what's going on. So going over to the Bittrex chart, we can see that Ripple is trying to move back towards 65 cents. Still not much of a bounce just yet. However, we do have that green candlestick that's pushing us back towards 55 cents. I think that at this point, our middle band is still moving a little bit lower. Pretty fair chance that we just see some consolidation between 50 cents and 65 cents. What would be even better is that we stay above 55 cents and just basically, kind of bounce up and down between that and 65 cents, creating a tighter range a bit higher. Now let's go ahead and take a look at NEO, see what's going on. So we're going to go over towards the Bittrex charts once again, and NEO did drop below its major support level at $43. What's unfortunate here is that it's still not back above that, and it definitely could get back above that level, but for now, we're still not above it, and a lot of cryptocurrencies did manage to do so. So we'll see if we, end up consolidating maybe right below $43. As soon as we get back above $43, that'll be a bit more bullish, right? We can start consolidating back in this range where we have more support here between $43 and $60. But we will want to see NEO move higher here over the next few days if it wants to have any chance of sustaining itself at these levels. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Stellar Lumens. See what's going on. So moving over towards Stellar, we can see that we got a nice doji candlestick bounce on that 3,500 support level. Good confirmation candlestick. decent buying volume. So we're actually holding up well here, and you can already see the range that we've been put in between 3,500 and 4,000 satoshis. Keep in mind that Stellar has been one of the stronger cryptocurrencies out there, but it could lead to think that we may actually see some consolidation here and have avoided a bit bigger of a drop for now across the crypto markets. But like I said, keep in mind that it has been one of the strongest cryptos out there that's been sustaining very well. So we're still above our uptrend line, which is even better. And as long as that holds, really, the trend is still upwards here for Stellar. However, I will put in our, let's see, our downtrend line because we're actually in a symmetrical triangle here. I forgot to draw this out. The good thing is that the end of the formation is a bit higher than we're currently at. So most likely, we'll be trading in this little range here and then moving forward towards the end of the symmetrical triangle formation to really tell us if we're going to be moving towards the upside or the downside. So I think there's some consolidation ahead, but it's hopeful in the sense that it's a little bit higher than where we're at now, and we'll get a good idea of where we'll be hitting next after that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Vertcoin. Vertcoin has been struggling a lot. One of the smaller cryptocurrencies out there, not helping it with what's going on with the market, and pretty small bounce compared to a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. We're already way below our $1.54 support level. I still think that Vertcoin, not even making it above, not much of a bounce on the indicators, I still think that we're going to see some consolidation here between maybe $1 and $1.54 at best. I'd say we just want to remain above $1 at this point because we're very bearish. We lost our long-term uptrend line and everything. So staying above $1 would already be good here for Vertcoin. Let's go ahead, take a look at Lisk and see what's going on. So going over towards the Bittrex chart, we can see that Lisk made its way back higher in the $6 range. We got a nice bounce on our support level, nice bounce on the indicators as well. We'll have some resistance where our middle band is at around $8.40. However, it now gives us an opportunity to start trading in this range again between $6.24 and $10. So it is a pretty big range. But now that we got this bounce off the support level, there is some hope that we will be able to avoid, going lower in that $4 mark area. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Cardano, see what's going on. So moving over towards the Cardano chart, we're gonna take a look at what's happening. Cardano got some pretty interesting doji candlesticks right here, right on top of that 2,500 Satoshi support level, and is facing some resistance with the middle band. But at this point, looks like we're going to see some consolidation between 2,500 and 3,000 Satoshis, so long as the next few days, remain above 2,500 Satoshis. Let's go ahead, take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is going to be IOTA. IOTA is now getting a nice little bounce off $1.13. I think that not the strongest bounce, considering that IOTA actually had some pretty good news. So I think we're probably going to see it trade in this pretty tight range between $1.13 and $1.47 for a bit of time here. With that being said, this is the end of this daily crypto update. Thanks for watching.